There's something special about everybody. I don't care who you are.
When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are.
Laurene Hope here on Moving On TV from the beautiful Port Jefferson. And here is WMAP Radio.
Here's Lauren coming in.
Hey guys, I'm Kc Armstrong, and this is WMAP. I created this station because I wanted to spotlight people that are helping other people. I wanted it to be positive, and wanted people to tell their story. And maybe by hearing someone else's story and their challenges, other people would be helped by that. So we've been on the air for almost 2 years now, and things are going great, but I do have a lot of work to do. I have an interview to do, so if you'll excuse me, thank you very much. All right. Hey guys, this is Casey.
Hi there.
Hi.
I've got Diane. I've got the gorgeous Diane here.
Got you
So tell me a little bit about yourself, Diane. So what do you do?
Well, I'm the vice president here, but I do a little bit of everything. I
Right.
do everything. I don't have a job description because
Right.
my job description is do everything.
Okay.
So as far as I don't do any interviews, I don't do any things online like that. I don't host any interviews. But outside of that, paperwork, dealing with clients and stuff like that, that's all me.
Okay. And how did you get involved in WMAP? Was it through Casey?
It was through Kc.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're basically your Casey's other half.
I
Wow. Okay. So he somehow got you involved.
Yes, yes.
Right.
I've had businesses in the past of my own, so I have more of a business savvy idea of how to run things, what to do, paperwork, stuff like that. Whereas he more is interviews. He
Yeah.
does his interviews, he knows his thing, that's his thing. But as far as the business point of it, he needs somebody else who can run it, so that's...
Wow. Okay. And where are you from? What's the accent?
I'm from around here, Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. And how did you meet Casey?
We met about 7 years ago. He was I think he used the story to pretend that he was going to be my personal trainer. That never happened. That never happened, and we kind of became friends, and then we've been together ever since.
Oh, lovely.
Long
Well,
time.
he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Very much for
You're
that,
very
Diane. It's a
welcome.
pleasure to have you on here.
It's a pleasure.
And I
Thank
think
you.
what you're doing with WMAP, you've given me so much.
Oh, and thank you for
So
coming to
much
see
love
us. We
and-
love having you here.
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to have you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here too. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Lots of love. Thanks.
Okay.
Guys, I'm in WMAP Radio today, and the British invasion has started. We're moving on TV. I'm actually going to be hosting a couple of shows for Kc Armstrong. So I want you to join me when I'm actually on the board talking to one of the guests today, or a couple of the guests today, and then we'll have a film of Moving On TV at WMAP Radio. This is Casey's studio, and as you saw, I just interviewed Diana, who runs the Make-A-Wish Foundation as well. And oh, we have a guest who obviously stands there. There's a microphone. I presume you stand there and you talk if you have a live guest. I remember contacting Casey about 6 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, do you remember? And asking him if I could come for my birthday. But I never expected to be hosting as well. But that is really, really an honour to be here, to be hosting shows for him. So there you go. So tune in, and I'll be back soon.
Kelly with WMAP, and you were just hearing about Moving On TV, which we're actually on Moving On TV right now. We have Laurene Hope in the studio.
These headphones. Not to spoil the ending, but everything is going to be okay. That's here. There you go. Not to spoil the ending, but everything is going to be okay. Isn't that great? Back on Moving On TV. I'm here today in WMAP Radio. I'm so excited. There's a British invasion today. Moving on TV joins with WMAP today. And I've got Virginia Bartoli here, who is the producer and Casey's mom. And she is actually, you started WMAP? Is that
Actually,
right?
not at all.
Okay.
Lauren, and
Well,
first of all,
fill me in.
I'd like to welcome you to our country,
Thank you.
and I'd
Thank
like
you.
to welcome you to our station.
Thank you. I just came in there and started taking over.
I
but, you know, it's
understand
typical
that,
British.
and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. It's
You're
just
lucky we have
wonderful,
that.
wonderful to have you here.
Okay.
No, actually, it's very strange that I'm a mom, as you said, and I'm not official here at all. I'm just a helper.
Right.
So this was not my idea, but I certainly support everything that Casey's been doing, and I'm so proud of what he does that I have to jump in, and whenever I see that there's something that could be done, then I jump in and do it. Because I think his vision is fabulous. I'm so excited about that, about people being able to tell their stories in a positive way, and to show how we all have challenges every single day, and that we can overcome them, with enough work and enough acceptance of the way things are and how we want them to be. We can actually get to where we want it.
It's wonderful. And you're also featuring in the book, Simply Amazing.
I am.
With me.
Yes, I am.
And you're the second chapter, is that right?
I'm not sure what my number is on
Okay.
the lineup,
Okay.
but I don't know if we're.
So what's your story about?
My story that I chose to write is about an epiphany that I had, a life epiphany. I actually had. I went to Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh yeah,
To
I've got to hear
climb
this.
the mountain.
I've got to hear this. Go on.
And this was my retirement gift to myself. I decided, what would I do that would be very, very special? And I was really into mountain climbing at the time, and I had friends in Africa, what have you. So we made the trip over, and I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, but without going into great detail. There were problems along the way, and I discovered that my trip was not really what I thought it was going to be. That
Something
I
happened
had
to you on the mountain.
something did happen to
Which
me
I really
health-wise
wanna
on
hear.
the mountain. I don't know if I want to tell you. I don't know if I want to disclose it, but the thing is that I thought I was going for a real physical and mental challenge. I didn't realize that I was going to come out with a spiritual
Wow,
epiphany.
well, this is what seems to be
And
happening
so,
to us.
yeah, and that,
Wow.
and I had heard, since I was small, since I was always a reader, and since reading Hemingway's,
Your man the sea?
the Hills of Kilimanjaro.
Oh, right. Do you know that one, Mark?
I don't
No.
have
Martin's
the
very
title
good
right,
books
I'll
and
think about it.
things.
But after reading that, I realized that mountains can be very spiritual places, and this one in particular, because it's the roof of Africa. It's the highest mountain in Africa. It's one of the seven, they call them the seven sisters, the seven highest summits, the highest summit on each continent.
You're so brave.
Well,
do this.
I wanted to challenge myself.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a tremendous physical challenge, but I had literally an awakening. I actually lost consciousness.
Yeah, you
and-
see, I heard Casey talk about this
Yeah.
when I first started tuning in to WMAP. I didn't realise you were his
Yeah.
mum.
Yeah.
I heard him talk about Virginia Bartoli, and I thought, my God, I've got to meet this woman.
Uh,
So you lost consciousness.
I did. It was one of these near-death experiences, because I did experience another world.
Wow.
And
You've got
I
to tell me
woke
about
up.
it.
I woke up from my slumber I actually asphyxiated, and I had acute mountain sickness. And when I woke up, there were tears in my eyes, but there was a mantra in my head, and it just kept saying, it wasn't about the mountain. It was never about the mountain. Now, the day before, I had taught in a village school. So it was about the children, my trip, all along. And so ever since then, because that was my retirement date, ever since then, my retirement has really been devoted to helping children all over the world, but particularly in Africa. Very involved with them there, and I've been back several times to teach school and
This is
do
incredible.
fundraising and bring them, supplies from the U.S. and sponsor kids. So I'm
It
hoping
opened your heart.
it did absolutely open my heart in a very specific way. But you can see at some point in your life that everything is sort of headed in that direction. And for me, it was always children. I'm the second oldest of 7. I helped raise them. The little ones I always babysat. And of course, my children are always the most precious thing in my life. And I'm a teacher, and
Your
I
whole
taught.
life has been around
It's
children.
all been
Wow.
about children. But I didn't realize when I retired from teaching, and I wondered, where the next chapter would take me, because there were a lot of different directions I considered. But then I realized that the chapter was going to take me back to Africa, but certainly to new classrooms and to new children. So actually, I've been to South Dakota, worked with Indian children out there, and different kids on reservations, and I collect clothing from the local schools to recycle for children in the area that don't have clothing and school supplies.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
support
So humble.
support young girls in Africa who because of the traditions there, they refuse early marriage or different rituals that they do on young ladies. If they refuse that, they're disowned, and there's no place for them to go. They're thrown out of their families. So there's a safe house that we sponsor in Kenya. And so I'm hoping that the book and the chapter will maybe highlight some of these
Well,
things.
this is it. I'm
and-
looking forward to reading the chapter.
yeah, and kind of bring it to
hearing
the fore because specifically there are schools and different projects that would be in the book that people could find to help support, but also on a general level. I think it's important for all of us to kind of open our minds to the lives of others, the way
Yeah.
other people live and what they consider normal in their day-to-day, which is so different from what we consider normal in our day-to-day.
I think what's happening to our world is people are going through experiences like that. I had my experience in the therapeutic community where I was broken down to nothing, and then I came through and realized my journey was to go out and support people with mental illness or BPD, to teach them the tools that keep me well.
Right.
You had your journey, and I think a lot of the people that are going in the book, or the people that are interviewed today, the people I spoke to on WMAP, they're all very enlightened people that want to go out and spread more joy in the world.
That's right.
And they had something happen, like, when the question I asked Charles, what led you to writing this? It
Right.
came from suffering.
Right.
And it tends to come from somewhere along that line, and then we open up and we realize we're here for a reason.
That's right.
That's
Exactly
what I
right.
think is happening.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Suffering is the realization of a dissatisfaction with the way things are. So, once you look around and you see that things are not the way you would like them to be, that's when it's time to get your shovel and start
Exactly.
digging,
And
and
get out
start
there and
working
do.
at it.
Well, thank you so much, Virginia.
thank you. It's lovely
so
to meet you.
exciting to talk to you, to be here for Moving On TV. Hopefully we can do lots of wonderful things together
I'm
to
looking
make
forward
this
to
world
that.
a better place.
I'm looking forward
It's
to
really
that.
good for all you to meet you.
Hey guys, I'm Kc Armstrong. This is WMAP, the world's most amazing people.
Host Kc Armstrong has a really good heart, and I think he actually really cares what the people have to say. And I think that the idea has been great, and all these people have the opportunity to really share their stories and get their words out. I love WMAP because I hear stories that inspire me.
I happen to be of belief that everyone, doesn't matter what it is, it's how you look at it. This is WMAP, the world's most amazing people.
Baby, I'm a man. Maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand.
Paperwork, stuff like that. Whereas
Maybe I'm a man, and maybe you're the only woman who can ever
Hello, my name is Martin Ottewill of Martin Ottewill Hypnotherapy. I specialise in smoking cessation, weight loss, phobia release, stress management and hypnobirthing. I can do a free assessment via the phone, via Skype or face-to-face at any time. So that's Martin Ottewill of Martin Ottewill Hypnotherapy. Looking forward to your call now. You can also find me on my Facebook page, which is Martin Ottewill Hypnotherapy.
Something that I experience, I've always had anxiety. And trying to sit still or anything like that, it's kind of like, I want to say like a trigger, like it triggers anxiety. Have you had any experiences with that as far as someone you've helped?
With anxiety, some people, yes, have come to me with nervous anxiety. It's quite common, or with stress perhaps, because of course we lead our lives today, modern Western lives are stressful. Generally speaking, you would sort of put them through the progressive muscle relaxation and to refocus their minds and to give them strategies, for instance, for when they're feeling stressed. They can close their eyes and go off to a special place, their own, call it their own power.
I've spoken to Kc in the past, so I apologize if I'm asking some questions that maybe you've already been asked, but I'm so interested to hear about your experience and what you can teach us about borderline personality disorder.
Okay, what would you like to know?
Well, for any of our listeners that haven't heard you in the past, can you just tell us some of the symptoms of borderline personality disorder?
Okay, well, borderline personality disorder, or BPD, or the new name, which is complex needs disorder, which they call it now, their symptoms are varied. There's so many of them. They basically encompass every single symptom of mental illness that exists. So I call it a pick and mix. Like if you go to Woolworths and you choose lots of different sweets, you get all these different conditions. So you could have a bit of schizophrenia, you could have a bit of depression, you could have a bit of bipolar, you could have a bit of anxiety, a bit of panic attack, a bit of ADD, ADHD, whatever, you know, all the labels that are going out there. That's what BPD is. That's how it's diagnosed, when they feel that you've got lots of different conditions that are part of this. Basically lots of different personalities, but they call it, you know, they label you. Basically when you get diagnosed. Diagnosed the word, yeah.
Now, with all of those different conditions, have you found that it's something that's easy to misdiagnose?
Yes, completely. Completely, 100%. I am so grateful you asked me that question, because it's something that I really need to get out there. Because I do a lot of research into it, because I believe that everyone has got BPD, everyone is walking around with a personality disorder, if they don't fit the norm of society or they're too stressed. But what excites me as well is that I found out that a lot of women that are being diagnosed with this condition are actually womb twin survivors. It means that while they were in the womb they lost a sibling, and 1 in 10 women are actually being diagnosed with a mental illness when all they are is their womb twin survivors. They're vanishing twin syndrome, because the symptoms are very, very similar. The abandonment issues can manifest as eating disorders, not being able to cope with rejection, and the anxiety and everything around it. And I am excited about that, but also I'm aware that a lot of people are being misdiagnosed, particularly women. Hi Kelly!
Hello!
It's so amazing to meet you.
Yes, I'm thrilled to be here and to be speaking to you.
Thank you, thank you. So we're here, we're moving on TV today at WMAP. As I say, it's a bit like we've got the British invasion.
We do have the British invasion, but it's great. We need to shake things up a little bit, so.
Yeah, well the whole point is to get you out there all across England as well, and tell them about all the wonderful work you're doing over the world, basically. Okay, Kelly, so how did you get involved in WMAP?
Well, by chance, actually. I had a friend that used to work here, and he had reached out to me saying that they needed some help as far as sales at the time. And I've been in sales for 10 plus years in customer service. So I ended up meeting Kc. I helped in sales, and then I just ended up being a part of the station.
Great.
It's like a nice family atmosphere. So
Yeah.
I love it. I couldn't be happier.
Wonderful. So where are you from?
I'm from Lake Grove, which is about 20 minutes east of here, I would say.
Okay.
Not too far.
Okay, and you were born in here?
Born, raised, same place.
Everything?
Yep,
Okay.
same place.
Okay. And have you done anything like this before, or do you suddenly decide that you wanted to get involved in doing radio? And
Well,
stuff?
it's something I've always wanted to get involved in, but I started going on the course of customer service and sales by working in retail and just kind of moving up and staying in that field. I do a voluntary podcast, so that got me into interviewing and kind of just speaking on our own show, but it's a very different platform, so it was very cool to get in here and, you know, have a more professional interview style. So,
Right.
and I couldn't be happier. It's a great learning experience, and I love the message of the station.
Right, of course, which is basically to put on everyone, because everyone is unique.
Exactly, and hear people's stories, because you don't realize how many, you know, people are so unique and they have these incredible stories, and it's so great to be able to hear everyone's details.
Okay, and so you're doing the technical side, luckily, because
Yes, I can't say I'm a pro.
I've never done anything like that before. But you're doing the technical side. So did you learn how to do that yourself, or did they train you here?
No,
or?
I was trained here.
You were trained
yes,
here.
and I cannot say I'm an expert, but I'm learning, you know, as I go. I've been here for a few months now, so I've been working the boards when they set up the station. So I'm definitely getting in the hang of it. That's for sure. I can handle it.
Fabulous. Okay. And what do you see for WMAP? What do you think the big dream is?
I think the big dream is to just keep growing and be able to involve more people like yourself who have a really great message and who are just have these voices that need to be heard. I mean, that's what WMAP wants to do, is they want to get people's messages across. I think that's the most important thing, because so many people, they don't have a venue to do that.
So you're moving on TV, which is online TV station that
Love
will
to-
go everywhere.
love
We'll
to be on
hopefully
it.
Tweet it all over the world.
Okay.
And of course, which is based in a small village called Holmer Green in Buckinghamshire. What would you like to say to the viewers out there, especially in England and in that area? What would you like to say to them?
It's
Is there
so
anything
funny.
you'd like to pass on?
I ask that question to people all the time. What I would like to say to everyone is, you know, keep being individual, keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't get discouraged. I know, you know, life can be hard. You know, different ventures can be hard. But as long as you just keep doing what you believe in, it's going to make all the difference.
That's fabulous. Thank you so much,
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you very
amazing.
much. Thank you so much.
The best birthday in the world. What can I say?
I'm so glad we're going to be a part of it.
I'm so happy. So thank you so much, Kelly. Now you formed Chrissy'swish.
Well, my family, yes.
Your family
family's-
formed
yes.
Chrissy'swish, which is a foundation to commemorate the memory of your sister.
Correct.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about what happened?
So I lost my sister in July 25th of 2006. So it was just 11 years recently. And we formed this because my sister had always read up. She read on books. She was always looking to try to find an answer to, you know, what was wrong, what was going on in her head, and why things couldn't be fixed. And you know, the medications that doctors put them on and all that stuff, you know, Chrissy was like, she was so little, you know, she was like probably like 90 pounds soaking wet, you know, little girl, and they put her on all this medication, and you know, you could touch her and it would almost make her skin like sizzle from all of this medication. And sometimes she'd say it's better being off the medication because the side effects from the medication are so bad that it's not worth being on them. And so when we lost Chrissy, we decided that we were going to go ahead and we were going to make a foundation to raise money, to find an answer, to find a cure, to find a reason behind what is going on, and, you know, to hopefully save a life. If it's one life, it's a life, you know. So we've done a lot.
You've done an amazing amount of stuff. You've raised how much?
Over $500,000, and it
Wow.
all goes to research. Everything is directly
That's
to research.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So is the research involved in, as you said, is it using neuroplasticity and stuff like that, like the
Yes.
mind?
Yes, it's
The
all
mind. It's all about the mind.
It's all about the mind.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's all about the mind. Yep.
So you know that the synchronicity with myself is all my work is done with the mind, and I believe everything comes from your childhood, from
yes, it
your
does.
You're basically shocked time and time again.
Yes.
And it's all about bringing yourself back into balance.
Yes.
So, right. So, what else are you doing at the moment with Chrissy'swish?
Well, we always have, she always has which is called the GoFundMe page. We always raise money that way for her. It's not really for her, but it's for her foundation. We do that every year, and then we just, my mom and my parents actually do a lot. She goes out, she goes to schools, she goes to different places and really does a lot of talking, because the more talking you can do and the more people hear and the more you are open about that, the more you're open about suicide, the more you're open about those things, the more people are willing to come to you and talk. So she just keeps talking and we just keep talking, and we think the more we talk and the more we give people that open area to talk back with us, the more we have the chance to help somebody.
It's such a fantastic thing that you're
Thank
doing. So let's hope we can all join
Yes,
with WMAP
please.
and Chrissy'swish
Yes.
and moving on
Thank
TV and make the world a better place, because there seems to be so much mental illness.
Yep.
Even talking to our taxi driver,
Yeah.
so much BPD and bipolar,
Yes.
which basically so much going on.
Yes.
So it's lovely talking to
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thanks,
and good
Laurene.
luck with what you're doing.
Thank
It's
you.
fantastic.
Yes, exactly. We have to have a big dream, but we always have to have those little steps that help us achieve them, don't we? Oh, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Car mes joies aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi. Begins now. So you set your dream big, yeah? This is massive. I never thought I'd be in WMAP radio. I never thought, when I was sitting in my wheelchair after Dad died and my family didn't want to know, I sat there and I didn't know that this was going to happen. And look at where I am a year later. I'm in a radio station in America, in Port Jefferson, hosting a show for Kc Armstrong and singing, and I just feel like there's a message in there for everyone. This is going on, moving on TV as well, but there's a message in there for everyone. Your life counts, and if you get to the bottom, right to the bottom, like I did when I was in that wheelchair, and I sat there and I thought, what the hell am I going to do if I can't walk again? And you really decide at that moment that nothing will stop you going out there and making the world a better place for lots and lots of people. So that's why I do what I do. The dream is up there somewhere. And you remember progressing little by little. And then I remember finding out about Radio Guest List, and I just happened to send a message to WMAP Radio like I did. I never ever got anything back from the media. And Kc Armstrong was the first ever person in the world to give me, my talents, my music and my message, an opportunity to shine like the rest of the world. So there you go. And somehow from last August when I fell to this August, look at me. I'm walking, I'm standing, and I'm totally sane, guys, with no medication. So I love you lots, and I hope that your dreams can come true. So come on board, Moving on TV, come on board WMAP, and we will make your dream come true.